The Tragic Tale of Mason the Ghost Engine. Written and read by Gordon and Candlehead Lover. One night in the shed, Rob and Gregory were just sitting eating their birds after a long day of work when Yandel arrived. "Hello, Yandel. You do look grumpy. Is everything okay?" asked Rob. "I told my brother to be careful, but he wouldn't listen." "You say something, Yandel?" asked Gregory. "Oh, that's just a story I read from long ago." "Really?" "Yeah, I'll tell you." And this was the story Yandel told. Long ago, when Yandel was part of the LNER, the LNER class B17 had been built, and Yandel was one of them. Unfortunately, there was another B17. His name was Mason. He was a very, very rude engine indeed. He always wanted to get things done fast. He always bumped the others around, and he took his anger out on smaller engines than he was. Some of the other big engines were angry and told him to stop. Eventually, he knew when enough was enough. Yandel gave him advice. "I'd be careful if I were you." The sooner I'm scrapped, the better," he would always say. One night, Mason was asked to take a passenger train. The guard's whistle blew, and Mason puffed away. However, he had no idea what was ahead. A goods train was on the same line as Mason. The engine at the front of the train had broken down. "This is just great," the engine groaned. "Is someone ever gonna come help me?" "Another engine won't come until the morning," said the engine's driver. "Ah, rats," said the engine. The engine started grumbling. He was so busy grumbling that he didn't know that Mason was on the same line. Mason thundered down the line with his passenger train. He was having a wonderful time. Little did he know, trouble was amidst. The engine's goods train, was on the same line as he was. It was all too late when he realized. Mason bumped into the brake van and tumbled into the ravine below. He and the passengers screamed in terror. There was suddenly a loud explosion as he fell into the ravine below. Mason, along with his passengers, had crashed really hard into the ravine. The next morning, the breakdown train and a few ambulances were sent to the disaster. They lifted Mason onto a flatbed. Mason's tender was completely crushed, and his boiler was so badly damaged. And one of his cylinders was broken. And his face was gone. Mason was dead. Yandel puffed up. He looked at his brother's corpse and sighed. "I warned him to be careful," Yandel said to himself, "but he wouldn't listen to me." And that's how the story went. Yandel concluded. Rob and Gregory were in shock. Whoa! I didn't know your brother there used to be so rude. Yeah. That's horrifying. Yeah. Yandel sighed. Soon the 3 engines went to sleep. Though on certain nights, just after midnight, the sound of an engine's whistle blowing can be heard. A flash of green can be seen. And then the ghost engine races past in a hurry. But then, in a blink of an eye, the engine is gone into the night. Gone without a trace whatsoever.